YouTube, welcome to Bama's Very Own Speaks. I am Bama's Very Own, back again with an ever so important video for the people, for the culture. It's hard out here for a simp. I know the song from the movie Hustle and Flow, the song was entitled, It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp. But I believe the struggles and the hardships of the simp are even harder. For a man 30 to 40 years ago, simping may have been a fair deal. But in 2019, simping is hustling backwards. And for women, it's a new hustle and flow. If I could create my own version of the song It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp, it would go a little bit something like this. You know it's hard out here for a simp. You know, when you trying to please that woman for her love. You know, but all that simping will never be enough. You know, got a whole lot of simps jumping shit. You know, nigga. Let me stop. Before I get in the video, like the video, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, Bama's Very Own Speaks. We really about to break down this simping ideology for the people, for the culture. Check this out, I'll be right back.
First of all, you inspire me. The way that you care for others, the way that you make the world a better place, how dedicated you are to being great, truly inspires me. I think second of all, the mother that you are, you know, how you take care of our children and how you care for them and go wherever, whenever for them is the most amazing thing ever. You know, I think third of all, you make me a better man. You challenge my faith, you increase my faith. In the Bible, it says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. And I found a good thing in you. And I think finally, you're the sexiest woman on the planet. You're bad to the bone. And I'm glad to be your husband and take care of you and provide for you. And yes, I will fix your wig. And yes, I will do whatever you say. Yes, I will fix your wig. And yes, I will do whatever you say.
Now, if you are unfamiliar with the term simp, Webster's Dictionary defines a simp as a silly or foolish person. Urban Dictionary defines a simp as a man who puts himself in a subservient or submissive position under women in hopes of winning them over. A man who puts too much value on a female for no reason. A man who prides himself with chivalry in hopes of getting sexual gratification. Let me just say this before I start this video. Disclaimer. Russel Wilson, or Russell Simpson, or Russell Simping is the ultimate simp and pawn, okay? He's a good guy, all right? I believe he's a good guy. It is one of two things, okay? Either Russell Wilson is a good guy that we think and perceive, or Russell Wilson is gay and trying to cover up. One of two things, but I think he's a good guy trying to do the right thing. But don't get it twisted. Russell Wilson is a simp, and not just any simp. He is King Simp. He is the LeBron James of simping. He is the holy grail of simping. He is the type of man that all women want right now, or claim that they want. The Russell Wilson type. And on my channel here at Bama's Very Own Speaks, I will use these celebrity talking points to topics, but it's always less about those celebrities and even their situation, and it's more about relating it back to our lives and some of the same things we see, because although these celebrities are rich and famous and in the public eye, they go through some of the same situations that we do. They're just documented and aired out for the public to see. Now, the video that played in the beginning was a clip that I saved maybe about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I'm just now getting around to recording it, but it stuck with me. I don't know if you guys paid attention to what he said at the end. He said, and yes, I will fix your wigs. And yes, I would do whatever you say. And I was thinking, wow, that's that simp talk. That's the agenda they're trying to push on us, brothers. All right? Like Russell Wilson is the gold standard. And I'm thinking I have to do a video on this. It has to be done. Many times, these women out here, especially if they're attractive and beautiful women, they were spending their early years trying to chase behind the bad boy, the thugs, the gangsters, the athletic ball player type jock guys, the the popular guys and whatnot. And after they go through a constant string of bad relationships with these bad guys, or the guys they really are naturally attracted to and really want to settle down with, but they can't because 80% of other women in their prime, in their youth, trying to settle down with these men. So there's no incentive for these guys to settle down. Now, another thing that's occurring during this time with a lot of these women as well is they're curving the Russell Wilson type guys. They're friend zoning the Russell Wilson type guys. They're not taking the Russell Wilson type guys serious. And if she does give a Russell Wilson type guy a chance, that's a good guy, then it becomes boring to her. The relationship becomes stagnant, or she runs over the guy, or she ends up cheating on the guy, or she uses the Russell Wilson type guys for a certain need, maybe financially, or she used the guy as a placeholder for the last bad relationship she was in with the 20% type of guy. Or it just doesn't end up working out. It's her, it's not them. Maybe she used reverse psychology and says that he's insecure, he is not what she's looking for right now, he can't handle her, and most of the time she'll self-sabotage the relationship. But the narrative would be, when she's done playing those games in her youth with those 20% type guys, the narrative would be, I ran into the wrong guys came into my life, this is what happened. So when she wants to settle down with the simp, she will always say that, you know, I met with this guy, he did this to me, he did that to me. Like, she never ran into a Russell Wilson type guy. That's the narrative that she's gonna paint. And I can tell you, for the most part, a lot of women, especially if they make it to their late 20s or early 30s and haven't married yet, a lot of them will look back and say there's at least 1, 2, 3 guys that they had in their life that was a Russell Wilson type guy, the guy that may not had a lot of money at the time, but he was working his way up, or maybe not a guy that wasn't as attractive, but he had good morals, he had a good foundation, he was family oriented. Maybe not a guy that wasn't the most social, but he was a stand-up guy. Basically the type of guys that they actually want to marry in their later years after their prime, the guys that they say that they can't find. But the narrative would be all these other guys, the 20% type guys, all right? And now when she's finally ready to settle down, maybe after she had a kid or 2 or 3, maybe after she's been involved in domestic violence with the guy, maybe some situation where it's always a final straw, and it's gonna be different for every woman. Most of the time it's gonna be a kid or multiple kids or a very bad breakup, or she's getting older and maybe her beauty is starting to fade. Please understand that all of this is gonna be dictated, no matter the situation, it's gonna be dictated by that beauty and age, all right? That's why you see a lot of women go up into their late 30s or early 40s and still never marry, you know, either because they beauty lasted a lot longer and they still was getting the attention that they wanted, or it just takes them a while before they realize the type of guys that they're actually attracted to is not the type of guys that they're gonna be able to maintain. But they always know what type of guy to look for. And it's not that these 20% guys were the only guys she was encountering. These were the only guys she was actually taking seriously. And they do this because they know that if all else fails, there's always a good square guy, a simp, that depending on how attractive they are and how bad their predicament or situation is, that they can settle down with as a last resort. And this is what happened in the Ciara and Russell Wilson case. Now, I have done a little research on this, and I'm gonna go down the list of men Ciara has dated since the beginning of her career, right? Between 01 and 03, she dated her high school sweetheart, LaKyle Thomas, or I guess he was a model after that. I don't really know what happened with that. Then after that, from 04 to 06, she dated Shad Moss, Bow Wow, Little Bow Wow. 07, she dated Reggie Bush. From 07 to 2010, she dated 50 Cent. Then for a little less than a year, she dated Trey Songz. And then after that, she dated Amari Stoudemire. the basketball player from 2010, 2011. In 2011, she was rumored to be with Ludacris. Then it was rumored that she was with Cam Newton. And then from 2013 to 2014, she was with Future, up-and-coming rapper at the time. They were engaged. He called off the engagement after he knocked her up, and she had the baby in 2014, like late spring 2014, and met Russell Wilson less than a year after having Future baby, and they dated for a year before Russell Wilson decided to marry Ciara. And allegedly, they did not have sex for that entire year because of Russell Wilson's being a devout Christian. And of course, Ciara was fine with that, especially considering her past. All right, seemed like a lot. I'm sure it was a lot to Ciara, but let's get into this. All right, so let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so around 10 guys she was publicly rumored to have been with, and with some guys in between that wasn't confirmed. And of course, you got the guys that were behind the scenes or whatnot. You know how the industry work. So, you know, you can say maybe around 25 to 35 guys, maybe 30 guys. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure she didn't date all celebrities or guys that were in the public eye. But let me just say this, because I want to make a specific point on this, because that's why I brought up this list and did this little research. And it's not even the number of guys she dated or sexual partners, although this number is important if you're a man out there trying to search for a potential wife to settle down with. It's important, but most of the time you just won't know. They can tell you 3, 5, 7, whatever the case may be. J. Cole, I believe, said times that by 3, or whatever the case may be. But although that's important, you just won't know. But in this particular case, since her personal dating history is public knowledge, then we can pretty much make a good estimation, you know, even though it may not be close, but you won't know most of the time. But that's not my point to bringing up these guys. Now, can anybody tell me, comment below if you think that, what do any of these guys got in common with Russell Wilson? Do any of these guys sound like a Russell Wilson? All right. Future. All right. This is the part I want to get to. You can always tell if you're a guy out there, and you can always tell about a woman by who her ex is or who her baby daddy is. All right. At the time, you decide to mess with a woman with kids, which I highly advise against if you don't have any kids. Now, if you have 1 to 2 kids, whatever like that, then that may work out better for you from somebody who have kids, but I don't recommend against that. But Future was on his 4th or 5th kid when he met Ciara, and we already know what type of guy Future is. And now up to this day, I think he have about 8 to 9 and with 8 different baby mamas or something like that. And his track record with women is long documented. These women already know what type of dude Future is. But that's not gonna stop them from letting him knock them up, okay? As we can see, and I'm sure it was the same with Ciara, because he was the same guy. Like, you know, in less than a year, he was already raw dogging her and got her pregnant. And I don't know if the engagement, he just did that to, you know, make her feel more comfortable, because I guess she maybe never been engaged up until that point. I can't confirm that. And I don't know, but he knocked up and called out the engagement after he knocked her up. And when she have this baby, after Future's not messing with her, and less than a year later after having his baby, then Russell Simpson, Russell Simping, Soup Stew, quarterback of Seattle Seahawks, and sweeps her off her foot. All right, less than a year. So after a decade of failed relationship after failed relationship, then coincidentally, when she have a baby, she all of a sudden finds her knight in shining armor. All right, and he has money and he's successful, and he is handsome, and he takes and accepts her future kids as his own. He's a great stepdad. He's a straight edge guy. He waited a year not having sex with her and actually only had sex after they were married. He's a devout Christian. He loves her and rushes the ground she walks on, and married her, and now they're a happy family. Wow, what a turnaround. Wow, like something out of a fairy tale, a Disney movie, right? So she go through over a decade of that type of stuff, and in less than a year, she can all of a sudden get it right. This is how it goes, right? Like I mentioned before, it's not that she hasn't met a Russel Wilson type of guy in her career. Now, Ciara is beautiful. She's talented. I'm sure she's fun to be around and whatnot. She checks all of the blocks. She's a celebrity. She has connections. She has networking. So y'all really think that she couldn't find a Russel Wilson earlier? And this is what I'm talking about. Always look at their last choice. Now, if Future wanted to be with Ciara, he would have been with Ciara. It would have never been a Russel Wilson. And that's my thing. All right. Now let me just pause there, because let me just take it from another perspective of the simp side of things. All right. Now I done told you about the woman. Let me take it to the simp side of things. Now, throughout this woman's youth, while she chasing after the 20% type of guy and curving the Russel Wilson type, the simp type of guys or the educated lames are building themselves up, getting educated, establishing themselves in corporate America, establishing their credit, building their credit, buying houses, building businesses, not sticking their penis in everything that's moving. Usually they don't have any kids at that point. Respecting women, taking women out on dates, trying to be nice to women, searching for wifey, and at the same time wondering why the women that they really want or they feel that they deserve, which is the top tier attractive women that's chasing the 20%ers, wondering why these women not giving them the time of day. Well, I've talked to her. I'm not trying to push sex on her. I respect her. I'm taking her out to lunch and dinner. I'm trying to be nice to her. All this and wondering like, why can I get these type of women? They get into their late 20s and early 30s, and then finally these type of women come around on the tail end of their prime, and then boom, they think they have somebody. They think they have a winner. All right. Because she's acting very feminine. She's acting more interested than a lot of the type of women that he dealt with before. And he's like, okay, this is the one. He think this is someone different. When really, she has ran out of options and she has chosen to settle down. Okay. Now, do any of you guys think that this is fair? Because Russel Wilson, although married once, he divorced his first wife, which was a white woman. Now, rumored going around is that his wife cheated with his wide receiver, Golden Tate. And that's what happened to the simp. All right. Now, allegedly, he known this woman since high school, 10th, 11th grade, over through his baseball and football career. And he went to NC State. He left home. And he stayed loyal and faithful to her. And then he transferred to like Wisconsin, I believe. And he stayed down with her. And then after he got drafted, he ended up marrying her. And boom, maybe a year or two later, he was divorced. And he didn't never really say why, but that was the rumor. And that's just the type of guy Russel Wilson is. Even if that was the case, even if that did happen, he's not going to air it out. He's just going to move on. So let me tell you, possibly somebody that maybe only had sex with one other woman, two other women in his whole life, and remain straight edge, remain a devout Christian. Like, how is that fair that after Ciara didn't ran her gamut and let a guy like Future raw dog her less than a year and have his baby and embarrass her and call off the engagement, that he comes along and swooped up after all those guys in the industry, especially, I believe that Ciara was trying to stay relevant through all these guys. 50 Cent, Mara Stoudemire, Trey Songz, Bow Wow, all these guys, Reggie Bush, all these guys were at the height of their career. Future, when he first came out, was pretty hot, right? She was trying to stay relevant by dating all these guys. And it was no different with Russell Wilson, bringing Future son to Russell Wilson football practices, where the media was, whatnot, trying to be seen, posting all these videos, even before they were married. How great of a potential stepdad Russell Wilson was, and how great of a guy he was, and how much different he was, basically, than Future and all the other guys she had dated. I believe Ciara enjoyed the attention and the comments saying that they need to find him a Russell Wilson, and we needed Ciara's prayer to find a good man. This kept her relevant. This kept her in the public eye. I believe Russell Wilson was a pawn, so she had no choice but to work it out. Same thing happened with the local females in your area. She just off the rebound with the Future type of baby daddy, a boyfriend. She meets the nice Russell Wilson type nice guy who she's really not interested in, but he's different for the baby daddy. The family and friends love him. He's a good stepdaddy. He has all the qualities. He's financially sound. And she has no choice but to make this work out because this is a good guy. She realized that she's past her prime. She can't keep playing and chasing out the same type of guy. So she settles for the Russell Wilson. But don't get it twisted. Her first option was a Future type of guy. If Future wanted to be with Ciara, he would have been with Ciara. He did not want her. Hence why Ciara went for the Russell Wilson type. And it's no different from the local women, okay? If Tyrone went to jail, then there will be no Derek, okay? If Mike went to beat her up for the 4th or 5th time, there will be no Christopher, okay? That's just how it works. That's just my theory. Like, I don't think that's fair. These women get to figure it out for majority of their prime, and once they hit a wall, start to go down the downslope as far as beauty is concerned on telling they prime and get maybe 1 or 2 kids or baggage, go through all of that drama and curve the Russell Wilson type of dudes throughout that. And then once they finally ready to settle down, once they finally get tired, they snag them one, snag them a simp. And he worships the ground she walks on because that's what he really wanted. So I just want a lot of you guys out there, I apologize for the video being so long. Just think about it. Let me just leave y'all with this image right here. She is holding up another man's seed. Okay, that's who's in front of the photo. All right, now you have come along and married her, and now your seed is in her womb after another man's seed has broken it in. Another man like Future, who your wife is his 3rd or 4th baby mama, a guy who sticks his penis in anything raw. Meanwhile, this is your first child. Okay, this is your first child. And then you have the star of the photo, the wife, Ciara. Okay, it's all about her. And then you have the simp, hands on the womb. Okay, the manly hands without the face. Because you as the simp are not important. Ciara showed how she felt in this photo. They say art imitates life. Well, this photo describes the simp ideology perfectly. That's why a lot of single mothers would say, my kids come first. Well, her kids will always come first. In reality, the husband comes before the kids. But he accepts this. So he submits himself to this woman, this baby mother, this fling. I mean, his wife. He submits himself to his wife. Just like this photo. He is not the head. I don't know how anyone can look at this photo and say that this man is the head. All heads have a face, but his is not pictured because the head of this family is Ciara, followed by Future Jr., another man's seed followed by their seed together, and then Russel Wilson, the simp, Russell simping, whose face is not even important enough to be pictured. The only thing that's important is his helping hand, which is the most important element of maintaining any family structure. But it's hard for a simp to realize this. That's why I say it's hard out here for a simp. This is the ideology of a simp. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up, because I know if you didn't like it, you're gonna hit that thumbs down. Comment below, start a dialogue. What do you think? Am I making sense? All right? Or am I totally wrong? Share the video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Bama's very own, out.